We've been a leader in banking for more than 100 years. You'll find us here, at home, on your phone, and everywhere you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Sponsored by Renaissance Bank.
Good morning, Northeast Mississippi. This is Newsbreak for Tuesday, March 28th. I'm Brad Locke. Thanks for joining us. You can catch Newsbreak each weekday at 7 a.m. Watch it at djournal.com, Facebook, YouTube, or the Daily Journal's mobile apps for Apple and Android devices. I'm going to take a quick look at news, sports, and weather for Northeast Mississippi. We'll start with the Weather Underground forecast. For today, partly cloudy skies, a high of 77 degrees, low of 58, just a 20% chance of rain. 3-day outlook, Wednesday, partly cloudy again with a high of 81, low of 62, 20% chance of rain. Thursday, expect some thunderstorms, high of 73, low of 54, calling for a 100% chance of rain. And on Friday, partly cloudy, high of 71, low of 50, just a 10% chance of rain. Let's take a look now at some of the top stories from the Daily Journal and djournal.com on this Tuesday. Looks like Lee and Itawamba counties will have the option to build jails outside of their respective municipal seats of government. Legislation quickly passed the Senate on Monday to grant an exception to state law that mandates jails be located within the county seat's city limits. Governor Phil Bryant is expected to sign the bills. The Lee County Board of Supervisors requested the local and private bill to construct a jail outside of Tupelo, while Itawamba requested to be allowed to build one outside of Fulton. Both boards of supervisors said they had made no final decision on whether to build outside city limits, but they wanted the option. The bill dealing with Lee County became a bit controversial. Representative Shana Gary of Tupelo voted against it earlier this session, and that was part of the reason county leaders speculated that Tupelo officials were trying to kill the bill. Tupelo officials deny these allegations, although Gary did say the new jail should be built in Tupelo, where he said land is available near the current facility. Officials in both Lee and Itawamba say they need new jails to deal with overcrowding. Retiring Lee County Administrator Sean Thompson was honored Monday. Friends and colleagues described Thompson as a straight shooter with an eye always on the details. At the end of this week, the 45-year-old will step down from the county's top administrative post, which he's held since 2008. Thompson announced earlier this month that he is taking early retirement for reasons related to his health. He suffered a stroke in June of 2015. District 1 Supervisor Phil Morgan offered a few brief remarks during Monday's reception before turning the event over to informal conversation. Thompson brought with him to the job 6 years' experience as an assistant comptroller with the Lee County Chancery Clerk's Office and a 7-year stint working for the state auditor. So with his accounting and auditing background, Thompson earned a reputation for rigorous management. County supervisors say they plan to appoint Lee County Chancery Clerk Bill Benson as interim county administrator during a vote next week. Morgan, the current board president, said he doesn't plan to install a new administrator until after the current fiscal year concludes in September. If you're not registered to vote and want to cast a ballot during May's municipal primary elections, you need to head down to the City Hall or courthouse this week. Unregistered voters face a Saturday deadline to get themselves on the rolls in time to gain eligibility to participate in the Republican or Democratic primary elections on May 2nd. Tupelo City Clerk Kim Hanna said unregistered voters can sign up to vote with either the appropriate municipal clerk or with the county's circuit clerk. State law mandates that municipal clerks keep office hours this Saturday in order to help facilitate registration. City clerks will open their offices at 8 a.m. and close at noon. Citizens who missed this week's deadline won't be able to cast a ballot during the May 2nd primary, but will remain eligible to participate in the June 6th general election if they register to vote by May 6th. These deadlines hold for all municipalities holding elections this year. And in sports, Mississippi State's baseball team is feeling a lot better about itself this week. The Bulldogs are coming off a sweep of Tennessee over the weekend, winning by scores of 5-4, 14-4, and 7-4. The big weekend comes a week after being swept at Arkansas on the opening weekend of SEC play. Plus, the Bulldogs lost to Southern Miss last Tuesday. They now stand at 15-10 overall and 3-3 in league play. MSU is back in action tonight when it visits Memphis. As for Ole Miss, it dropped 2 of 3 at Kentucky after losing at Memphis in a midweek contest. The Rebels struggled to get going offensively in their losses to the Wildcats. Ole Miss is now 15-9 overall and 3-3 in SEC action. It's back at Swayze Field this morning against Arkansas Little Rock. That does it for Newsbreak on this Tuesday. We do want to remind you to check out one of the webcasts we produce here at the Daily Journal, Capitol View with Bobby Harrison. Harrison, our Capitol Bureau Chief, updating us on what's happening with the state legislature. It comes to you every Monday about 2 p.m. live at djournal.com. And if you miss it live, go back and watch the replay. And on this week's episode, Bobby gave us an update on the state budget agreement as well as some recent budget cuts. All the stories I talked about today you can find in your daily journal or at djournal.com. We're on Twitter at djournalnow. Like our page on Facebook as well. That's it for Newsbreak on this Tuesday. I'm Brad Locke, and we'll see you next time.